Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Ronan. Today's May 19th, 2018. And I haven't shot a video in a while. It's Saturday. I want to check in, do a little video on JPY pairs. Um, I was I was still trading, still doing my thing last week, but I was in the process of moving from Nashville to Colorado. And I'm here right now chilling in this this wood cabin. It's pretty sick. Um, but yeah, so anyways, just trying to get caught up on stuff. I want to check in with you guys. The past 3 weeks, if you watched my previous videos, if you've been keeping up, it's been all about UJ, and it's pretty much done what I predicted. And let's see if that trend continues. And that reminds me too, speaking of my previous videos, if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks so much. My name's Ronan. I teach a method of trading that I've kind of developed over the years that's really simplified everything. Support and resistance, spotting trends, spotting reversals and trends, using RSI and other indicators, and fundamental analysis to kind of keep up with this. Everything, it's important to be plugged into the news. And I have a training program, 80 plus videos. We have a VIP group, a bunch of awesome traders that are eager to learn. And I try to pass that on to you guys, right? And try to keep it real. I mean, there's a lot of scammers and stuff. If you've been around Forex, like the retail side of things, I mean, everybody's trying to get over on somebody with something, man. And usually people are stealing my stuff, but that's a whole different thing. I'm not even going to get into it and bring that energy into this video because I'm happy to be back, happy to be getting caught up with everything, and stoked that you guys want to hear what I have to say. So let's see here. So yeah, let's get into it. Oh man, updates coming at me like crazy. So UJ, GJ, EJ. So if you think of UJ in the middle, here's GJ on both sides. They kind of all work together in a way. And then AJ and NJ, very similar, and they go off UJ as well. So I really want to have a look at UJ, and then we'll take a look at the other pairs too. But this is a big trade. If you're looking for something to trade this week or something to watch, I think this is the one to do it. Been very profitable for us in our VIP group. You can see we're in some trades right here, some buys. Our stop loss is below this trend line, which is perfect, right? So we're protected. And this is my upside target, long-term target. And so let's just have a look here. What I like to do is go macro view, right? So let's even zoom out a little bit further on this weekly chart, right? And so we're in this huge consolidating pattern. We're still below this 200 moving average. So if we look at it on a macro scale, we're still pretty bearish, right? And then we're still not quite into the overbought territory on the RSI here. So we're still in the middle. We still have a lot of room to go. What this was more or less is a retest of this trend line, and we broke through. Now we're coming to retest this upper trend line. And so let's have a closer look at that. Now here we are on the daily chart, right? So this is where it gets interesting. This is where, how I just said, what I predicted all came to pass, but it really wasn't. It's not like it was magic. So we had this breakdown here back in January, right? So this was around December, Christmas, October. Price was bouncing along this upper trend line and unable to break it, right? And so that's where we're headed again. Long story short, but it's been a slow decline down here to where we bottomed out about 105. 105. That's safe to say the lowest level of support that we were at. Yep, 105.4. And I know that by this cluster of fractals right here. And that's how I like to use fractals. Sorry about that. And so anyways, we're bouncing up, and then we're retesting this trend line here. Now it looks looks a little bit like a mess. So let's zoom in a little bit further. Now here we were, this is where we were coming from where we bottomed out, where I put that blue line. Now we can see steady uptrend to the upside, right? Looking to retest this little channel line right here. And you can't see it because of this hourly chart, but right here is our daily trend line. So here's our daily trend line. And now basically we've broken back inside here. And now we're looking to retest this upper trend, right? That's the next target for sure. It's pretty obvious. So what's going to happen until then? Well, if you're in my group, I said when we signed off, hey, we signed off for the week, I'm expecting a pullback. Well, why am I expecting that? I mean, check out this RSI here. We're really overbought. Hitting overbought here. We're bouncing along and unable to maintain here. So just a matter of time, right? Until we get a more significant pullback, in my opinion. And like I said, this upper trend line goes about right here. So 110, we can see this, and we can identify that by our fractals. Fractal, right? You can see this line going across here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got a bit of a pullback this week, early in the week, to around 110 support level, and then really got enough consolidation, enough buyers come in at this point and pick it up, and then that's going to really help us take off. And then it's going to be, well, are we going to stay and respect this trend line and then get a big drop, or are we going to break out? That would be a significant move if it did. So let's see here. We'll go to our daily chart. Now you can see it in here. Pull back, and then a rally. And that looks pretty congruent with everything we have going on. And that would just happen to be a bounce off the 200 daily moving average. So all those indicators, all the signs kind of line up, right? And look how we closed out on Friday. I mean, just monster doji right there, right? So this is a good sign of a pullback. Boom, boom. That's what I'm expecting. And then from there, long term, I would just love, because this has already become somewhat weak because we've already broken out of it, already broken back inside of it. So that's going to somewhat weakens the integrity of that trend line. So if we retest this and then bounce off, I don't think it'll need quite as much momentum to break down again, right? And then this would somewhat cancel out the integrity of this trend line, and we could get another retest of 108.5, and then even further down, all the way down here, depending on one of the big factors. There is what's going to be happening in the stock market. And here we are. So we had a big breakout here. Now, was this a false breakout is the question. So if stocks start to sell off, that is going to increase the strength of JPY because it's a safe haven currency. Now, so say this hit about the 61.8 retracement. By the way, all this stuff you're watching this on YouTube and like, what the hell is this dude talking about? He's going too fast. It's all in my training, and it's pretty simple, right? I'm just talking about it's bouncing off trend and then respecting or breaking out, or it's hitting support and then breaking down, bouncing off, or hitting resistance and getting rejected. And then we bring up some fundamentals in the mix. And these are Fibonacci retracements, so I use those as well. So we can see we got a bounce here at the 61.8. Now, if this starts to sell off again, and say it makes another retest this lower trend line, that's just going to strengthen JPY, right? So which is a good sign of this pullback that could possibly happen coming up this week, which I think it might. And then before we get the rally to retest the 111.6 area. So let's check out GJ. So we had this oh, this battery's about to die. So we're in a bit of this descending triangle pattern, right? And so you can see how I did that on my chart. I zoomed all the way out on the daily chart here and can see where these fractals meet up and more or less connect the dots. So what's forming here, what this looks like to me, so you can see we're trying to break out of this lower. There we go. Looks like we tried to break out right here. It didn't quite happen or break down, but this looks like to me and anybody that's in my group, maybe if you're watching this, know what I'm drawing here. Looks a bit like a bearish flag, right? So we have the flag pole, and then we have the flag right here. If that's the case, that could be the type of structure that, given enough JPY strength from, say, weakness in the U.S. stock market, like I just pointed out, which would definitely be enough of a boost. Now, look, we're underneath this daily moving average right here too, right? So if we stay beneath there, then we just keep breaking down and keep breaking down. And then let's zoom out. And what would that look like? Well, that would look like there's nothing to hold it here, right? So we have this level of support right here, 145. And get our fib levels, which seems to be pretty close to this 23.6 level. And that would be the next target for GJ. If this breaks down, if this is indeed a bearish flag, which, like I said to me, let's have another look. Looks like it, right? Even smaller, it looks like a bit of a channel. But in my opinion, I think that looks like a bearish flag. And so this looks like it's breaking down. So, and like I said, we tried to break out. And the thing is, like I just previously mentioned, if it keeps on retesting a trend line, remember this, trend lines were made to be broken, right? Just like everything, rules are made to be broken, trend lines are made to be broken. Not the law, rules, right? Okay. So, but that looks like to me a great setup coming up here. Now, if I'm on the 4-hour chart, you can see we have this trend line breakdown, and then we kind of consolidating here before we get a further drop. Let's have a look at EJ. And so all this stuff, so this drop would happen as, say, UJ is pulling back. That would be a very likely scenario. If one JPY pair starts to break down, you can bet that there's going to be 2 or 3 going down with it. That's why I really like trading JPY. It can be a little tricky, no doubt, but If one goes, it all goes, which can make for really good profits. So have a look at what I'm looking at here. Oh, so we had a big breakdown here, and it looks like we're catching a bounce off the support. How do I know that? Why? Because boom, 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 boom. Look at these support levels. Fractal pressure points is what I like to call them. To me, looking at EJ right now, I don't think there's a clear direction, to be honest. It looks like it's trying to make a rally bullish, but I don't see a good entry. Now, if we got a retest of this level down here, you can see we're in a sell right now in our group, in the VIP group. What I'm expecting here is which would be ideal, is if we could get a retest of this level and then put a buy in right at the support. Because why I like to do that is because then I can place my stop loss somewhere down here, you know, on the 20 pips below, 30 pips below, on the other side of our support, which would give us a nice safety net. So as you can see, pretty much all my appliances, all my electronics here about to die, 4 hours. So I'm going to do another video, update you on AJ and NJ, and get back in the game. You know, it's tough moving. It takes a lot of time, but I really hope this helped you guys. And for anybody that just watches for the first time and doesn't know who the hell I am or what my group is about, click the links below and check it out. You know, it's free to check out. I have a free group and I have a paid group. You can get in my paid group by opening an account with my broker, so you're not paying me anything. It's a pretty good deal. We have a great group. I'm not just saying that because of it's my group, but everybody keeps it real. There's no negativity, and I try to create a positive environment so everybody can help each other. So let me minimize out of this. And yeah, thanks for watching. And let's have an awesome weekend. I will see you on Sunday. I'll see you at my on my weekly outlook video. So thanks for watching. Peace. See you in the chat rooms. Adios.